I remember when we created UHC Meetup for Bad Lion. We did that in a very rapid fashion. When Ultra came around, Bad Lion, after having not touched UHC much the months before, rapidly changed many things. And you yourself usually on Twitter say how proud you are of your work, are proud of how good you are at programming. Would you say that you have a motivation problem when it comes to Bad Lion? Or, yeah, coding for Bad Lion? And that you need some external motivation to do work? Or does it just seem that way?
It's 50-50. I'm actually not a developer for Badlands. Like, my developer tag's even gone off the forums and has been gone for almost a year. The last thing I coded on Badline was the anti-X-ray system. And that, I mean, when I say code, I mean actually sit down in an IDE and program. A lot of stuff, most stuff is my hand, like, designed, but, like, someone else actually does the code. Okay, so I always work on Badline. I work maybe 80 hours a week, right? And people are going to be like, yeah, you don't. Yes, I do. I work 80 hours a week on average on Badline. I have to design all the game mode changes. I have to all the staff abuse issues. I have to do appeals. I have to constantly check G cheats. I wake up to about 50 different messages on Discord every morning. Like, my day starts off with spending 3 to 4 hours dealing with what was sent to me the 8 hours I was asleep. And there is a reason I'm saying this. And then the next couple hours I spend in game, right? So maybe I stream, maybe I go work with a developer face to face, like UHCSG. Like, I work with them face to face and be like, I want this done, I want this done, I want this done. Tell me when it's done so I can go test it. I'm also the final tester. So, and then I have to deal with the ESL meetings. I have to deal with TEO meetings, which is Turtle. I have to drop whatever I'm doing and help Famous and Famous Plus players like Marquis, Hasvik. They'll send me recordings of them getting cheated on, and of course that's time sensitive, so I have to immediately drop what I do there. So now I'm up to like 8 hours a day, and I do this every day. So now I'm pooped, and I really haven't done anything new to Badline, right? And so at this point, yeah, I'm out of motivation. So when there is, I can't speak for everyone because stuff does get done, and it just appeared that we started pushing out a lot of stuff a month after Ultra started, quote unquote, taking all of our players. Like, Ultra and Badline were kind of 50-50 until like July. And then in July, Ultra pulled way ahead of us. And then in August, we released 2.0 and we pulled way back in front of them. And it just happened to be that way, that all this stuff was being worked on, and it just happened to all get finished at the same. I will straight up say, and this is why I trash talk a lot, I am personally motivated to work harder when I've got something to prove, or I've got competition. It's not like saying I have to have competition to think, because like Badline, Ultra's been down for 2 months, and we've pushed, 2 new game modes, a cosmetic system, a leveling system, a G-Cheat update. We have a lot of things planned for December. The player council has changed a lot of stuff. If you look through the dev logs and the patch logs, stuff still gets done, but stuff gets done at an exponential rate when I have a competition that's a direct threat. But that's just me. There are developers that don't give a and I'm going to be honest, most of the developers, including Gberry, don't give a fuck about other servers. But they don't have to. I'm the community manager. I'm the one who has to deal with the outraged community. I'm the one who has to take all the feedback. And the reason I do this is my developers don't get... When you have motivation, there's a chance to be demotivated too. And when I shield my development team from that, and my ESL from that, like, I shield everyone from the motivation and the demotivation. They just always work the same rate regardless of what's going on, right? Competition really just changes priorities. It doesn't really change play. So like UHC 6.1, which isn't out, is supposed to include the 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 player UHCs, right? But that priority got thrown way the hell away when Ultra came, right? When Ultra came, we stripped out all that code and just focused on getting the new version of UHC out. And like, our plans didn't change, but our priorities did. Yeah, I guess I'm personally motivated, but that's why I'm a community manager. And people have to realize that I do get motivated by competition, but competition, in my opinion, really hurts Minecraft because the community is dying off, and if you keep splitting it, it's going to fragment it even faster. And that's demotivating. When I see a new server start up that is taking a Badlion game mode, it's really demotivating, not because oh, I have to crush it and stuff. Like, oh, I've got to beat it and stuff. It's demotivating because I know I'm going to lose part of my player base. It's never going to come back, even if that server shuts down.
Is that the reason why you have such an aggressive approach when it comes to competition?
Yes, I see splitting a big community, and I'm saying this, splitting a community that is not Bed Wars, Sky Wars, or there's another one. If those are the only 3 communities that are big enough to take fragments, UHC 2 years ago was like that. Arena was like that 2 years ago also. They were so big, it didn't matter if there was 100 servers doing them because they were so popular. Nowadays, UHC has lost it drastically. SG is a prime example of this. So many SG servers started up, and I don't even think Hypixel SG gets up to more than 300 players nowadays. Like, it just killed SG. And it's happening to UHC. So every time I see a UHC server being like, we are Badlion Clone 452, it's just like, we had more players when Ultra was up than we had when they shut down. That's because a lot of the community stopped playing when Ultra shut down. A lot of the community, like I talked to my player council, I did a vote, and I would say about 50% of my player council would stop playing Minecraft if Badlion shut down. When someone's main server shuts down, there's a good chance that they leave the game, not just leave the server. That's why I'm very aggressive, because the longer servers stay up, the greater chance it's going to hurt the community overall.
Is that a worry of yours that Mojang is they're still updating the game, but we see each and every update not catering towards the PvP community? Are you worried that people that come into Minecraft do not at all get introduced to PvP, and therefore the community probably fading out?
Not at all. Am I worried about players not finding servers like Badlion, Hypixel? No. You have to support the latest version, and players will find your server, right? And then when they find your server, they will realize that everyone's playing on an older version, and they will naturally downgrade, right? The oldest version you have supporting on your server will always be the most popular. Players will always, as long as you support the latest server, they will always downgrade. They will find your server, realize that they want to be competitive, go see what players are doing, find out they're on 1.7/1.8, and they will naturally downgrade. I'm not worried about new players coming in. I'm worried about Mojang not supporting PvP. I'm really hoping to hear something at Minecon, which I think is this weekend. I'm really hoping we hear something about PvP in esports, because they've been kind of gearing up for esports based off of like deals and stuff that you hear in the news. But I am really afraid that it's not going to be our version. It's going to be Bedrock. And Bedrock is the Pocket Edition, Windows 10, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox version. And that's what I'm most concerned about, is that they throw away the Java edition. I'm not worried about Minecraft and its esports future. I'm just worried about that it might not be our version that we know and love.
Are there still plans towards or regarding LAN events and that kind of stuff from Badlion?
Yeah. We have access to IEM, DreamHack, and any other LANs that ESL would do. The big problem with that, and I can't really go into details because of current discussions behind closed doors, but in order for a major company to do a tournament like that, you have to have broadcasting rights. And Microsoft isn't well known for giving broadcasting rights out easily. We can run tournaments, but tournaments aren't good if they don't have spectators. We're still in talks with them, but the end goal is still making Minecraft an esport. And that is something that players think we've given up on because we shut down Premium. No, we haven't given up at all on that. You will know we've given up on esports when we shut down the Badlion client permanently. Okay. Because without the Badlion client, there is no esports. If you see us shut down the client, then you should be worried about us leaving esports. And until that happens, which I don't think it's ever going to happen with the path we're on, it's still an end goal to have an esport LAN.
Then I think the last question is there something the community frequently requests yet would be bad for the server?
Elo, I'm going to say it straight up. People are starting to figure out MMR had its issues, but you could fix them. If the community would have given an honest shot to MMR and letting me fix the issues that were in our current MMR system, it'd been a lot better. Elo is very detrimental, and it's being shown. Our season's been a month and a half, I think, and the top players have stopped playing already. There's no reason for them to play. It's too high risk for a low reward. And in MMR, it was low risk, low reward, which is better for player count. Arena was a lot more popular with MMR than it is now with EO. Another thing that is commonly requested that would be awful for the server is ban X country. That is requested so much. That would be so bad for the server. I don't think you realize how many people are actually Turkish. You see the random lagger and you're like, oh, Turkey's bad. You don't see the 10 people that are speaking fluent English that are Turkish, you know? Mexico's also another thing. Make a Mexican proxy and ban them from North America. That would greatly hurt North America. I don't think you realize how many Spanish players make up the silent voice, is what I like to call it, of the people that are literally just playing the game, don't cause any issues, don't really type in chat much. They're just there as other players. And they make up, even North America has this huge silent voice. And banning a single country would be very detrimental to the server. What was my third? Can you just ban for low evidence?
I was about to say, yeah.
No. I have got a video. I have a video of Reb 5 blocking someone in first-person evidence in 10 seconds. If I hid who that was, the whole player council admitted that the ones I talked to, that they would be out for blood for that guy to be banned. First-person evidence is so sketchy, and there's a reason that Bad Lion requires so much amount of evidence. Because we already banned 1 out of 3 players who come to Bad Lion. We do not need to be false banning players that are just laggy. And just because a player is new does not mean they are cheating. God.
All right. I think that's all the questions covered. Thank you very much. Anything else you still want to share?
I really can't announce too much because I haven't been authorized to, but December is starting to look like another August where we've kind of been quiet other than the case/cosmetic system. And it looks like December is going to have another mass amount of update in a short period of time. So I guess be on the warning that if you don't see anything in 2 weeks, that's because we're about to push out a whole lot of stuff over holidays. But other than that, Bad Lion, I mean, we're okay with that where Bad Lion is. We honestly predicted Bad Lion would be a top 3 server right now, but Premium set us back several months. People say we're dying. That's actually the opposite. Our unique player count's going up, our concurrents are going up, our finances are going back up, our new amount of players are coming in is going up. Everything's going up on Bad Lion, but for some reason people think we're dying, and that's the total opposite. Servers are showing positive trends, and I don't get why people are saying Minecraft's dying. Because most servers that are big are actually showing growth again compared to what they were 6 months. 6 months ago, most servers were dying, excluding Hypixel. And now all servers are going up. The big thing I want to say is stop spreading the doomsday because it's pretty far away if it is happening.
And thank you very much. And that's going to be fun editing.
Oh yeah, that's an hour and a half.
Shit. Oh, that'll be fine. So yeah, thank you very much, man. Appreciate it.
No problem. If you have any more clarifications or stuff, just hit me up. All right.
Yep.
I'll talk to you later, man.
Peace.